In this video, we are breaking down the complete CPSC recall list for electric bikes. 11 models, from budget Amazon bikes to $5,000 machines, flagged for fire risks, brake failures, and forks that crack at riding speed. What you are about to discover may stop your next ride entirely until you have checked this full list. Stay until the end. Number 1 affects over 32,000 riders across the country. Let us get into it. Number 11. The FEN-GQS F7 Pro. You may have never heard this name, and that is exactly the kind of product that ends up on a list like this. The FEN-GQS F7 Pro is a budget electric bike sold through Amazon, and in July 2025, the Consumer Product Safety Commission issued a formal recall of approximately 100 units due to fire and burn hazards. The lithium-ion battery in these bikes can overheat, and not in the way that triggers a warning light, the kind of overheating that produces real flames. The CPSC had already issued a safety warning about FEN-GQS in June 2025, weeks before the official recall was formalized, which tells you how seriously the agency treated the battery risk. 100 units is a small number compared to what is coming on this list, but no unit count makes a fire hazard acceptable. If you own a FEN-GQS F7 Pro purchased on Amazon, stop using the battery immediately. Contact the seller through your Amazon order history and request a full refund. The remedy here is a refund, not a repair. And the next time you see an unrecognizable e-bike brand priced under $1,000 on a major online marketplace, this entry is worth remembering. Number 10. The Pedego Fat Tire Trike. Pedego is one of the more trusted names in the American electric bike market. They operate physical retail locations across the country and maintain a loyal customer base built over years of direct service. So when a Pedego model lands on a CPSC recall notice, it draws attention. In December 2025, the CPSC confirmed a recall of approximately 400 Pedego Fat Tire trikes due to a structural failure at the frame. The frame on these three-wheeled electric trikes can develop cracks near the weld joints during regular use. On a vehicle that already carries the combined weight of a motor, a battery, and a rider, a compromised weld means the frame is quietly failing beneath you. These trikes were sold between March 2024 and March 2025 at Pedego retail stores nationwide and online at pedegoelectricbikes.com for between $3,500 and $4,000. That is a serious financial commitment, and it deserves a structurally sound frame. If you own one of these trikes, stop riding it immediately. Take it to your nearest Pedego retailer for a free repair. Pedego has been cooperative throughout this recall process, which means the fix should be accessible and straightforward. Number 9. The Trek Domain Plus and Checkpoint Plus. Trek is one of the most established names in the cycling world, which is exactly why this entry stands out. In December 2025, the CPSC announced a recall of approximately 700 units of the Trek Domain Plus ALR5, Domain Plus ALR6 AXS, Checkpoint Plus SL6, and Checkpoint Plus SL7 electric bicycles. These are premium road and gravel e-bikes retailing between $5,000 and $8,000 apiece. The issue is with the chainring bolts. The bolts securing the chainring to the pedal crank can work loose over time, allowing the chainring itself to separate from the bike mid-ride. Trek had received 3 reports of the chainring coming loose across this model range before the recall was issued. No injuries were documented in those cases, but losing a chainring on a road bike at speed removes both your propulsion and your ability to control momentum through pedaling. These bikes were sold between July and September 2025 at authorized Trek dealers nationwide. If you purchased a Domain Plus or Checkpoint Plus during that window, stop riding immediately and visit the Trek website under the Recalls section to schedule a free repair at your nearest authorized dealer. Number 8. The Trek Electra. Trek appears twice on this list. Their second entry involves a different kind of hazard and a smaller batch of bikes, but the risk is just as real. In February 2025, Trek issued a voluntary recall of approximately 927 Electra brand electric bicycles due to a crash hazard involving the rear fender. The fender on these bikes can shift position during use and physically interfere with the rear wheel, blocking it from spinning freely. A rear wheel that locks without warning during a ride sends the rider forward, and the bike does not follow. Affected models were sold at Trek and Electra dealers nationwide in late 2024. If your Trek Electra was purchased during that period, stop riding it immediately and contact an authorized Trek dealer. The repair is free, and it is one of the simpler remedies on this list. The bigger issue is whether you know your bike is affected before your next ride. Number 7. The Super 73Z Miami SE and Z Adventure Core. Super 73 builds some of the most visually distinctive electric bikes on the market. Their retro motorcycle-inspired designs have cultivated a real following among urban riders who want something that stands out, but design alone does not prevent brake failure. In February 2025, the CPSC announced a recall of approximately 1,400 units of the 2024 model year Super 73Z Miami SE and Z Adventure Core electric bicycles. The issue is inside the disc brake caliper. A small retaining pin within the caliper can loosen and fully detach during use, allowing the caliper itself to dislodge. When that happens, effective braking on an e-bike capable of traveling above 20 miles per hour is gone. These bikes were sold at the Super 73 showroom in Irvine, California, at bicycle retailers across the country, and through the Super 73 website between April and September 2024. If you own a Z Miami SE or a Z Adventure Core purchased during that period, do not ride it until you have contacted Super 73 directly and scheduled the free brake caliper repair. Number 6. The Santa Cruz Heckler 9. Santa Cruz Bicycles builds premium mountain bikes trusted by serious off-road riders around the world. The Heckler is their flagship electric mountain bike, and in May 2025, nearly 2,850 of them were recalled due to a fire hazard inside the battery. The battery on the Heckler 9 can overheat during charging or normal operation. For a mountain bike built to handle trail riding through forests, canyons, and remote terrain, a battery that ignites poses risks well beyond a garage. The recall was issued after Santa Cruz received reports of battery incidents across their customer base. A Santa Cruz Heckler 9 can cost well over $8,000. Riders who invested in a bike at that price point trust every component entirely. If you own a Heckler 9, stop charging the battery unsupervised and stop leaving it unattended after rides. Visit the Santa Cruz Bicycles website and navigate to the recall section to submit your information. The company is offering a free battery replacement for all affected owners, which is the correct remedy for any fire risk recall. Number 5. The Specialized Turbo Como SL. This is the most recent recall on our entire list, officially confirmed by the CPSC in March 2026, and it covers every single model of the Specialized Turbo Como SL electric bicycle sold since 2021. All of them. Every model, every color, every size. The fork steerer tube on these bikes can develop a small fatigue crack under the repeated stress of regular riding. A fatigue crack in a steerer tube does not announce itself. It grows quietly while the bike continues to function normally. And at some point it can cause the fork to fail completely, removing all steering control from the rider in an instant. Specialized confirmed one incident of a steerer tube failing before the recall was finalized. Approximately 5,720 units were sold between March 2021 and January 2026 for between $3,200 and $4,800. The Turbo Como SL is identifiable by its distinctive two parallel down tubes and front-mounted rack or basket. Stop riding it immediately. Contact your nearest authorized Specialized retailer to reserve replacement fork parts. Replacements are expected to be available in spring 2026, and dealers can hold parts now using your bike's serial number. Number 4. The Giant Momentum Vita E+. Giant Bicycle is one of the largest e-bike manufacturers in the world, and in July 2025, they recalled approximately 6,200 units of the Momentum Vita E+ electric bike due to a fork failure that is exactly as serious as it sounds. The fork steerer tube on these bikes, the structural component connecting your handlebars to the front wheel and controlling where the bike goes, can crack, break, or fully separate from the fork during normal riding. Giant had already received 4 confirmed reports of broken steerer tubes across the Vita E+ fleet before the recall was announced. No injuries were reported in those 4 incidents, but a fork that separates at riding speed is a crash, not a near miss. To check your Momentum Vita E+, locate the serial number stamped into the left rear dropout of the frame, or find it on the sticker beneath the down tube. If the third character of that serial number is the letter H, J, or K, your fork must be replaced immediately. If the third character is G, your bike requires a visual inspection by an authorized Giant dealer before you ride again. Letters E and F in the third position mean your bike is not affected by this recall. Contact an authorized Giant bicycle dealer for a free fork replacement. Do not ride the bike until you have confirmed your serial number status. Number 3. Specialized Globe Haul ST and Globe Haul LT. Specialized appears 3 times on this countdown list, which is significant on its own. In June 2025, the CPSC confirmed a recall of approximately 11,100 units of the Specialized Globe Haul ST and Globe Haul LT electric cargo bikes due to a seat post failure hazard. The seat post on these bikes can crack and break during use. When a seat post on a moving electric cargo bike gives way, the rider drops suddenly toward the rear wheel. On a cargo e-bike that may be carrying a heavy rear rack, commuting gear, or a mounted child seat, that sudden structural collapse creates immediate crash conditions. 11,100 units makes this one of the largest mechanical recalls on this entire list. If you own a Globe Haul ST or a Globe Haul LT, confirm your model by checking the name on the frame. Then contact your nearest authorized Specialized dealer for a free repair. Specialized has also been reaching out to registered owners by email, so check the inbox connected to your original purchase account. Number 2. VV e-bikes. If you ever bought a budget electric bike on Amazon, Walmart, eBay, Wayfair, or Wish between December 2020 and November 2023, pay very close attention right now. In July 2025, the CPSC recalled the 36-volt lithium-ion batteries included with approximately 24,000 VIVI brand electric bikes sold across those platforms for between $365 and $950. VIVI is a Chinese manufacturer whose affordable bikes reached an enormous number of casual buyers through nearly every major online retailer in the country. The battery quality made them dangerous. The CPSC documented 14 separate incidents of the batteries overheating, including 3 confirmed fires, before this recall was officially issued. No formal injuries were reported, but a battery fire in a garage, an apartment storage unit, or a shared building does not stay confined to the bike. These batteries can also ignite when the bike is not in use. That is what makes a fire hazard fundamentally different from a crash hazard. If the word VV is printed on the down tube of your electric bike, remove the battery from the bike immediately. Do not place it in regular household trash or standard recycling. Take it to a household hazardous waste collection facility in your area. After disposal, email VV Recall at 163.com with proof that you dropped it off, and call VV toll-free at 8003-756-103 to request your free replacement battery and charger. Both steps are required. Missing either one could delay or disqualify your replacement. Number 1. The Specialized Vado and Como IGH. The single largest e-bike recall on this entire list. In March 2025, Specialized and the CPSC announced a voluntary recall of approximately 32,400 Vado and Como IGH electric bikes sold between March 2021 and November 2024 for between $3,250 and $5,750. These are premium urban commuter e-bikes, available through authorized Specialized dealers across the country in 12 different colors and multiple model configurations. The issue is with the protective chain or belt guard. Every affected model on this recall has an internal gear hub and no rear derailleur. On these bikes, the factory-installed guard does not fully cover the belt drive. Loose clothing, pant legs, jacket cords, or bag straps can be pulled into the moving drivetrain while the bike is in motion. When fabric catches in a belt drive at pedaling speed, the bike stops hard, and the rider does not. The fall is immediate. 32,400 bikes. Sold in multiple colors and model years across more than 3 years of retail availability through every authorized Specialized dealer in the country. That is the scale of this recall. And it involves one of the most recognized cycling brands in the world. If you own a Specialized Vado or Como IGH model, check the label under your top tube and verify your bike against the CPSC recall page immediately. Stop riding any recalled bike before your next trip. Contact your local authorized retailer for a free protective belt guard installation, or check the Specialized app for direct alerts. If you recognize any recalled model, stop riding. Visit cpsc.gov to confirm your status and contact the manufacturer for your free repair, replacement, or refund. You paid for a safe ride. Make the manufacturer deliver one.